real talent. I've got something here now from that I picked up from your drug partner. And I didn't know any of these things, and I don't know if the other people do that. But number one, he has an aversion to cats. He hates cats. Calling on any of you who got a cat, put it away. He chased fire trucks. Great passion to chase fire trucks. And his drugstore is right next to a fire station. So when they came out of there, he was at the doorway and everything stopped while he watched where they were going to go. And if he'd get out, he'd go after them. And also he had a tremendous appetite. Ate everything that was ever in sight. He'd finish the girls that worked for him in the lunch counter there. He'd finish up their plates what they didn't eat. We don't do that so much anymore, but that's what he did. Then he had a passion. My dad had the same one. Watch him set up a turf circus. And I go along with that. I think that was fun. I did that with my dad. And 5 o'clock in the morning, you go down to the Faulkner and see those circuses come in. It was always a lot of fun. The one that is hard to believe, he's been in a drugstore all his life, and that's supposed to be medicine and treatments. But you put your eye down like that and ask him to look into it, he's done. He can't do it. He can't look into your eye. And that's true, isn't it? No? That's very true. That's a real problem with him. Our next speaker, Art Kinney.
I travel light.
That's the businessman. I love to carry cases around. You see me in the mall, I always got a case in my hand right now.
Right.
Gunny pretty well touched what I was going to touch on, but I do want to mention the one time we were on our way to a retreat. It's kind of fun. We gather here on a Friday night at about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and we pack about 9, 10, 12 guys into that van. And we had also a retreat. But one particular event, it wasn't on its way to Burton. We were going to Ohio to a men's retreat. In Milton, Gunny didn't even know where we were. He didn't have any idea of the roads we were on, and all of a sudden the van started registering E, and it didn't mean we had enough gas. We were heading the other way. And we got shook up that day. Remember, everybody was nervous in the van, afraid we were going to run out of gas, and we were clear out into the country area, and we stopped at a place, it was Culligan Van, was it? Was that where we stopped? And the guy gave us gas free. But here we had all the guys in the van, few young guys, and mostly the other way. And the question he asked Earhart, who was driving the van, was if we had the men out from the home for a ride that afternoon. All right, Dave?
Remember that, don't you, Walt?
We laughed our way all the way to the retreat. The other thing I take great pride in is that when I get up in the morning, after I've done devotions and I've gotten ready for work, I go to Davison's for breakfast. And then my goal for the day is to hurry down to the mall as fast as I can and run up the concourse to find Milt wherever he is, walking, and give him the morning Courier Express, because I believe a well-informed Milt on current events is very important. So I give him my paper every morning, all right? And my responsibility this evening was to talk about Camp Burton and our retreats that we go on. First off, I say, it's really, I look forward twice a year to head off to Burton with the great bunch of guys that we go with. And when we packed that van, and of course the stop that Gunny talked about was at the Geneva on the lake at the Applewood, right? All the fish you can eat. You can have 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and I won't go any further who eats more rounds of fish, but we have fun. And then we go to Camp Burton. And Johnny touched about the fact that we locate the cabin, and we have to decide who the snorers are and who are not the snorers, and then we separate that way. But the fun thing is I always get with Milt and Dave in the same cabin. And about 5 of us, we get in the cabin, and the goal that we do once we get in that cabin is we all grab a bunk, and we get ready, we get into the bunk fast, and we wait for Milt's arrival, because it's sheer entertainment from there on. He comes in with his big plastic bag, as Gunny talked about, and he unloads, and he unloads, and he unloads. We start off with the first sheet, and then we go to the second sheet, followed by 3 or 4 blankets, and then a sleeping bag sometimes, and then he gets ready, and that's the real treat. He gets his pajamas on, and he crawls into that bed, and he rolls. We have a half-hour of entertainment just watching Milt. He rolls one way, and the blankets go the other way. Then he rolls another way, and the blankets go the other way, and we're all laughing. And, the teenagers of today have what they call the layered look. They have three or four shirts, t-shirts, colored shirts, and they wear sports shirts, and they put them on just right in the layer. They call it the layer. Well, Milt started that fad years ago with the bedding. He's famous for that layered look. And Milt, it's just fun that I have the opportunity just to go with you. We've always hit it off real good. I want to present you with a couple things this evening. First thing, Milt brings every year. I just love the blanket. It's a Hudson blanket. Do you remember? Many of you know what a Hudson blanket is? It's the most beautiful blanket I ever saw. It's got the famous 5 black stripes on the side. So I knew when the first time I saw it, it was a Hudson blanket. I got you on that, right? Well, I decided this year it's time to get you away from that Hudson look and get you into a Pendleton look. And then, Milt, finally, I could not afford a birthday card for you, so I did the next best thing. That's a standing joke at Bert between me and Milt on the bananas.
Actually, that's in reverse, isn't it, Bill? That's right.
But he always harassed me about the bananas.
Breakfast out there.
Last time we went to Bert, he promised me all the way out we're going to have a hot fudge sundae with bananas. We got out there. What did they give us this last time for our midnight snack? What was that?
Wasn't either one of them.
I was ready to go back home that night. Thank you.
I'm afraid it was something healthy.
Thank you. Now we have a special treat. We have our own vineyard diner. William and Mary Augustine favor us with a song.
You have a tape in here? Should have done it. One of the neat things that we have in life, and when Milt, when I was born, Milt had been making trouble in this world for 20 years. And I appreciate him because of the blessing he's been to us, and because he gave us Dave. What do we do that day, huh? Well, I'll tell you.
Don't ask Matt that question.
But God gives us a lot of things that no one can ever take away from us, and that's memories. Let's think about that.
We got this so we don't go la 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 la. That's for me.
Precious memories, unseen angels, sent from somewhere to my soul. How they linger, ever near me, and the sacred steps unfold. Precious memories,
Shine your shoes, kidding, huh? I have a message here from beyond, way beyond. And he says, you have lived this long, Milt, because you didn't eat the drugs or take the drugs that you sold us. This guy's gone. Milt, the eating thing was brought up before, and he still does a pretty good job of this, and he belongs to, I think it's 3 breakfast clubs. And there are some conflicts every now and then. He's got to really eat 3 breakfasts in one day when there's an overlapping. But there's one of his best buddies here from one of his breakfast clubs and up at the Y, and one of my best friends, Big Bill Glass, and I'd like to have him come forward if you will.
Well, I'm going to be very short because I didn't expect to speak tonight. I just came over for celebration and some cake. When I walked in and Lyle says, you've got to speak. So I want to tell you what a great exercise Milt is here. You know, at the Y at 7 o'clock in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we have a big exercise class. We do calisthenics for half an hour, and we either go down swimming or down to the weight room or run laps or anything. And Milt is so faithful, never fails. About 8 o'clock every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, he calls the Y, where are you going for breakfast? And then he joins us. And we have a great time at breakfast talking. It ends up, well, sometimes 10 or 12 people there, all men, of course. And but Milt still isn't through exercising because when he leaves us, then he heads over to Burger King and has coffee with Roy. So that's Milt, the great exerciser.
Thank you, Bill. Margaret Carlson has something to say. Where is she? She wasn't going to do this, Bill, but she come prepared tonight anyway, so I don't know.
I don't have all the secrets, that I can share. Don't like you can. What I can tell is what the information for tonight's speech is from the book, What's So Funny About Getting Old. And I'll tell you, Milt, it isn't so funny. Right here is a man and wife in the living room, and he says to her, what are you wearing? Chanel number 5, Moonlight Musk, or Love Mist? She says, Vicks. But getting on with this now, Milt, I have to tell you what Marion has told 50,000 people in her lifetime. Where you are, I've been, and where I am, you'll be. Well, the first thing of information that I got out of this book, that it said Milt Howard has a sign on his headboard in his bedroom that says, first the pants, then the shoes. Oh, I got more. This man and wife were in their living room. Can you hear me all right? Yeah. Watching TV. She said, do you want a snack? She said, yes, I'll have some ice cream, but you better write that down because you've been so forgetful lately. Oh, no, I'll do okay, she said. Well, he said, I want some peanuts on that, but write it down. She comes back in with a tray of bacon and eggs. See, he said, I told you that you should write it down. You forgot to toast. Well, I've got to read a little bit, because I couldn't memorize all this. It says, humor helps us make new friends and keep our old ones. Most people, no matter what their age, like to laugh, and they like the people that they laugh with. There's no doubt about it. Humor can override the discomforts of advancing years. We believe that laughter actually can slow down the aging process. Now, isn't that nice? No. I like that. Laughter, like hope, springs eternal, even as we're realizing that we, as aging mortals, are not. Tap into the well springs of elder humor and grow old, if not gracefully, at least laughing all the way. That's good. Now, you know you're getting old when your joints buckle and your buckles won't. You resort to slip-on shoes. The pucker marks around your mouth are not from puckering up. You buy bras that fasten in front. Now, I shouldn't have had Discover an entirely new meaning to the word unbending. Setting a good example for your children takes all the fun out of middle age. Now would you like to hear a letter from a young man about his report on his grandma and grandpa in the Mobile home? Would you like to? After Christmas break, the teacher asked her small pupils how they spent their holiday. One little boy's reply went like this: "We always spend Christmas with Grandma and Grandpa. They used to live up here in a big brick house, but Grandpa got retarded and they moved to Florida. They live in a park with a lot of other retarded people. They all live in tin huts. They ride tricycles that are much too big for me. They all go to a building they call a wrecked hall, but it is fixed now. They all do exercises, but not very well. They play a game with big checkers and push them around on the floor with sticks. There's a swimming pool, but guess nobody teaches them. They just stand there in the water with their hats on." My grandma used to bake cookies for me, but nobody cooks there. They all go to restaurants that are fast and have discounts. When you come into the park, there is a dollhouse with a man sitting in it. He watches all day, so they can't get out without him seeing them. I guess everybody forgets who they are because they all wear badges with their names on them. Grandma says that Gramps works hard. He worked hard all his life to earn his retirement. I wish they would move back home, but guess the man in the dollhouse won't let them out. Now you're staying in the race in spite of obstacles. When your crinkles turn to wrinkles and your wrinkles turn to seams, when your nicely rounded bottom is a widely flattened beam, when you see your outsides changing while your insides stay the same, so old age won't overtake you, keep on running. That's the game. I just got a few good return. I'm getting on in the years. Probably should have moved south by now. High time. Parts of your body already have. Now this is all old age. This is what you're coming to. No.
What do you mean, Tommy?
By the time a man is wise enough to watch his step, he's too old to go anywhere. As the years add up and the skin gets loose, what I perceive as most distressing is the little kid who looks up at me and says, "Lady, you need pressing." When I get old, I'm going to move north and drive slow. The Little Dipper reminds you to take your Metamucil. You can't find your glasses without your glasses. That's bad. You stoop to tie tie your shoelaces and ask yourself, what else can I do while I'm down there? Our hangouts used to be the sports bar and the coffee shop. Now they're the pharmacy and the bathroom. Now, just a couple more things here. Remarks we could easily get tired of hearing. You're doing well for your age. You're not getting any younger, you know. You're just remarkable, meaning, how can you do what you do when you're so old? Well, at this point, it probably won't kill you. Are you really that old? You sure don't show it. You're pretty spry for your age. You're so cute when you're when you've never been cute in your life. It is a synonym for old. You'll probably outlive us all from a 32-year-old doctor. Small chance. Just a couple more things here. If I can find it now. Now, this is some evolution that we've been through. You know, I agree on some of these. This one, I go over this one. Lounge lizards have become couch potatoes. Rumble seats have become hatchbacks. Woodies have become vans. Trailers have become mobile homes. Ice boxes have become refrigerators. Stoves have become ranges. Lanterns have become flashlights. Four-posters have become queen-size waterbeds. Roads have become freeways. Ragtime has become rock. Hopscotch has become breakdancing. Work-at-home males have become house husbands. Garbage men have become sanitary engineers. Janitors have become environmental specialists. Simps have become wimps. Saps have become jerks. Secretaries have become administrative assistants. Plumbers have become rich, and most amazing of all, we have become old. Now, I would like to say, Milt, from all the Hillcresters, we thank you for your prayers that have given us strength. We thank you for your encouragement, which has brought us hope, and your love and caring that has brought us many, many blessings. Happy birthday.
I'm sure glad she decided she could do something. We're going to conclude with your son David.
I had no idea what that was all about. We thought I even seen the, well, this is a tough act to follow, I'll tell you, after all these great comments. I would like to say thanks to Bill Glatz for coming and sharing, and Art Kinney, who are not normally part of this group, and introduce my brother-in-law, Dave Johnson, up there, in case those that don't know him. And my sister is sitting next to Margaret, getting a lesson in life.
Anything you want to know?
Got one thing to say here.
Jamestown, New York. Cy Goldman. If you stop by Davis Drug today, lift a strawberry soda for me. To Milt Howard. Do you realize Milt never worked anywhere else since he was 14? But now he just wants more time with Isabel.
Now you know.
That's about when it started, I guess, for my dad and myself. His retirement. And since, and even more so since my mother passed away. We've done quite a few things together the past few years. I guess that's where it went from father to friend, maybe, or at least more so, more on the friend side and less on the father side. And a couple years ago or so, it used to be if I said, you want to take a ride to Bradford today? Sure, he'd hop in the car and go. And somewhere else another day,
That's has ceased. Since I introduced him to this book here, this is not the holy word, but it's maybe the next thing to it. All it is a pocket calendar. The first year he had that, there was minimal usage. And in fact, he wouldn't even carry it with him a lot of the time. And then, something would come up. I said, "Where's your book?" Well, he didn't have it with him. The world almost comes to an end now if he doesn't have it with him, as it does me. And so I might say, "Do you want to come with me?" Well, he looks at the schedule here. I got to line it up 3 weeks, in advance. And he is busy. When you see the cake back there that Lucy Oberg made, by the way, that covers a lot of the bases of why he's so busy. Dick mentioned some with the volunteering and his part-time work at the Union Pharmacy and others, as the case may be. In fact, I spoke to him already about potentially going to Promise Keepers, which is the end of April. And he's already told Tom Lavecchio he could work a half a day, way out in the end of April. So I don't know if we're going to be able to work around that one or not. But he is busy, I'll say that. And I will say it's nice that he's dressed in good shape tonight. Quite often our friend Tim Pearson will see us on the street and say that he looks nice, but he's got his Monday pants and his Sunday shirt on. He's pretty well color coordinated tonight. Oh man, I'll tell you. A little bit about his trips. That's why I have this on tonight. I'm not sure how he gets home with legal weight if he's been in the air, in his luggage, I mean, anyway, and also the room, because there's 4 in our family, 4 in my sister's family, and he usually comes back, or has a couple of times, 8 sweatshirts in addition to what he took with him. He's very generous in that regard, and I'm not just sure how I can just picture him the day he's leaving, jumping on his suitcase, having Roy maybe sit on it, and, trying to strap it shut, because he does a nice job at doing that as far as remembering us. Lyle mentioned the fire truck and the fire station right nearby the drugstore. Well, he quite often did peer out the window there on Fairmount Avenue, where the drugstore used to be. And he did a little survey one time. That traffic light right there, many people stop there in the course of the day. 3/4 of the people that stop at that light pick their nose. I don't see anything wrong in that, but... And I think that figure might be higher today if the drugstore was still there. One thing about Arthur Kinney, my dad does have a lot of blankets with him at Camp Burton. And I think it's so he, in the morning, winds up with at least one on him. He starts out with a stack that high. Art Kinney comes with that many sweaters. He's got at least 5 sweaters with him.
Tell him why.
And I can understand why. And that's why his Carnahan's bill is maxed out to the fullest.
Tell him why, Dave.
He'd rather, instead of turning him inside out after he spills on one, he'd rather put a clean one on. What else was I going to mention here? We did have quite a memorable trip in 1987 when we went to the Super Bowl, courtesy of one of the companies that the company I work for represents. I don't have a lot really to say about that, except that it was a great weekend. We rode in limousines. I don't know who you would have thought we were, but when we got off the airplane, I didn't really know what was going to happen, but I knew what flight we were on. Well, we got off and there was a Chinaman, kind of a guy, standing at the gate with a name that said Howard on it. So we knew we'd arrived. And we followed him, got in this limousine, and you wouldn't believe it, his name is James. So we said, "Home, James." Took us to the Biltmore Hotel, and we just had a fantastic weekend. But just thought I'd mention that. And I don't know what else I was going to mention. Maybe that was all for the moment. I I would like to say that we won't be, I did get them locked in, this is for pay though, so maybe that had a little more influence on it, but we won't be around for 3 days after church tomorrow because we're going to spend 1 day down at Big Flats near Corning, and then we're going to go up to Geneva, and then back to Bradford, doing some work in some top stores, dealing with spices, and it's a changeover type thing, and so Steve Kimberg and my dad and I are going to be heading east tomorrow afternoon. So I guess a few of you are mad because he's on committee for Hillcresters, and that's kaput now, I guess. Oh, and bowling on Tuesday morning. That's another thing that keeps him busy. Trying to think of some of the things that do. He bowls regularly on Tuesday, and I will say that I go to the same breakfast, but I don't get down to the exercise class at 7 quite like I should either. I'm glad that Bill didn't harp on that too much this evening. But we still go to the breakfast, and then he goes over to McDonald's and sees Roy, and then also
You mentioned John Palladino at the beginning, he's usually there too.
and they've even gone a couple times up to Fort Erie, where he doesn't do a lot of gambling though. It's just for the day, the outing. And what's the name of that? What's the name of? You guys might want to try this if you're in a group of people.
What, Aunt Billy?
Yeah. What's the name of to see who's going to pay?
Honest Farmer.
Oh, Honest Farmer. Have you ever played Honest Farmer? If you have some nerve sometime and you're in a large group and do it if you're just having coffee or something though, because one person in the group will think of a number and write it down, and then the next person next to him starts counting, I think is the way it goes, and then whoever, when they're going around, whoever hits that number that first person thought of, and they have to pay for the whole group. I was indoctrinated one time about 6 months ago, and I wound up paying for the breakfast that day. But I'd just like to say happy 75th birthday. And I think Lyle was saying there's at least 20 more in store for you, just because of your such good health and seem to be going pretty strong. So Pastor said that this afternoon. That's right. So he's saying that there should be at least 15 or 20 more years for you. He's got this divine inspiration too. Thank you very much.
We had a lot of fun with you, Milt, tonight, and I think it shows just how much we love this guy. I mean, he really, and I think you're going to go another 20 years if it didn't know way out. He's probably the guy that can do it. Can we ask Pastor Augustine to lead us to the information?
Rusted out. I don't know, maybe down there and look. It was right out of the wall. And I called my son-in-law and said, "You can come up and help me fix it, because we need to work on it first." So he comes to the pond, and I don't know if anybody knows how he's here, and I'm certainly thank you all for my kids and grandkids for being here. Two of my grandkids are working, so they could not be tonight, but certainly should be on Friday.
Father, just help us to accomplish in this world what you want us to accomplish, and then, Father, you glory yourself in our conversation and give you praise.
You're gonna blow the can. You're gonna. Well,
Yeah,
wait.
you gotta blow the candles out.
It's going to take you a while to read that, Milt.
Huh? Okay, blow. Oh, keep blowing. Hey. Hey, you did it.
Wait a minute. Get him out.
Get him out. Come on. Come on.
Come on.
No, you all right.
Come on.
Hey, all right.
Wait, there's one.
I got them right here. Oh,
Other cake though.
Then he can come back and check the dinner. The train was over, you know, didn't eat any food.